Good morning and welcome back. If you're returning to my channel with me, Neil, it's called My Life's Toil. It actually feels like it's been weeks since I've done this because I missed only Wednesday's update, really. Been a little bit under the weather, and I've had really nice comments from a lot of people that have joined us here on this little community that we've got going. So thank you so much for all the lovely comments and well wishes. Don't really want to dwell too much about it, but I will tell you a little bit about what's going on. The main thing is it's nothing to do with, I don't think it's anything to do with the journey that a lot of us are on using the Mounjaro, which is why I'm doing all these updates and we're following my progress and a lot of other people out there, their progress as well on the tirzepatide, the Mounjaro. And I don't really know where we are with my issues, but in a nutshell, I've put a lot of some symptoms that I've been having for a good few weeks now down to just changes with the Mounjaro, and it turns out it might not necessarily be the Mounjaro that's causing the issues that I've got ongoing. Without beating around the bush, this is, and we have mentioned it, I've discussed it a little bit on here, haven't I? Basically just feeling tired a lot. I've been taking lots of supplements and given up on some, tried others, and nothing seems to be working, and it's not getting any better. I just thought maybe it's because I was making such a drastic change to my lifestyle, but for the better, but not feeling well on it. And I hear a lot of this. I hear a lot of people, oh, since I've been on the Mounjaro, I'm feeling tired all the time. And that's worth getting checked out because although some changes to our diet can make us feel tired, and we get lots of people with disturbed sleep and all sorts of different symptoms and side effects, but the really severe ones that, as usual, I put on the screen just so people are aware of them, we need to check them out. Now, I've not had any of the severe side effects, but I just feel and have felt really poorly for a while. And so much so that in the last week or so, last couple of weeks actually, and a couple of people even mentioned that I didn't look too good. So I managed to got in touch with my GP, got some bloods done. So I'm having some investigations done. And like I say, it's nothing to do with what's been going on with, or I don't think it is, and neither does the doctor think it's anything to do with the Mounjaro, but it needs some investigation. So that's where we are with that. But it hasn't stopped me doing what I've been doing in way of taking my jabs and eating healthy. It's been trying at times, but I've stuck to it, and I still jabbed on Wednesday, although it was very late. But it sort of, in a way, I think we had a discussion, didn't we, about some people have said that your side effects are better if you inject before you go to bed. So I did that on Wednesday, literally before I went to bed on Wednesday night. I injected back into the abdo. I didn't record it this time, but it's only because I felt so rough and still not feeling great now, but cracking on. And it didn't make any difference, to be honest. But the fact that I went back into my abdo felt better, and the suppression since Wednesday, it's now Sunday morning here, suppression's been really good. Still eating really healthy, plenty of fluids. I am taking the Barocca, which I'll put a picture up of that, just to make sure I'm getting vitamins and minerals, and it was as well the one that gives you the energy boost. It's not making me feel great at the moment. That's why I'm having the investigations done. I've got some scans and things coming up as well, and waiting for some blood tests. But it is measurements and weighing day. Now, I'm not going to bore you with going through watching me do that. So I've done them. And should we go through them now? It's not going to be a massively long video, but I did really want to put something out this week because I've had some great support, as I say. So, getting onto the measurements, done my chest. Last week I was 117 centimetres. I'll put it up with inches as well on the screen. Today I've lost half a centimetre. So it's 116.5 centimetres today. Going in the right direction. I'm really pleased. My waist measurement, now right at the start, this was 126 centimetres, which was 49.6 inches, 49.5 inches. Last week, 113 centimetres. It hadn't changed the week before, but this week a centimetre off around my waist, around my tummy. And I always measure, always try and do it in the same place, as I've always said. I always go right across the belly button. That's the bit that used to stick out more on me. And it's 112 centimetres today that I'm really pleased. It's going in the right direction. The important one is the weight. Not everyone does the weight, do they? And we mention this a lot. They go on how their clothing feels. They go on just their measurements, and they go on how they feel. And it's great. Whatever works for you. There's no written rule to this. Obviously, there is if you're looking at BMI and things like that, which I don't tend to. I'm not really looking at BMI at the moment because I'm still in the obese range, and I know I am. Maybe I'll look at it closely when I'm out of the red zone. Maybe I'll feel better, and we'll see. Anyway, so starting weight for me was 135.6 kilos, which was 299 pounds, 21 and a half stone basically, or 21 stone 5 or 6 pounds. Last week I was 113.5 kilos, which is 250 pounds, 17 stone 12 pounds. And if you remember, if you watched, I was really happy because I was in that 17 stone bracket. And that continues this week because today I've weighed in at 112.2 kilos, so just over a kilo in the week, which is 247 pounds, 17 stone 9 pounds. And I'm absolutely chuffed with that. For what's been a bit of a rubbishy week, it's really nice to do that. And it shows it's working. I've done really well with the diet this week. One, because I haven't felt that hungry anyway, but I've been eating all the right things. I'm still having the weight management drinks, or the meal replacement drinks in the morning. I've swapped from Huel recently, and it's just for ease, really, because of not having much time in the mornings. So I've been having the Y Food shakes, which are really nice. They're really palatable. In the mornings, lots of fluids, fruit and things like that. Sometimes it'll be scrambled eggs. Um, Always trying to get a good fruit intake in, and then a really nice balanced meal on the evening. Been eating a lot of fish, lots of oily fish, salmon, mackerel, those type of things, which are high in the omegas and really good for you. Lots of green leaf vegetables, plenty of iron, those type of things. Lots of fibre in the fruit and things like that. Jack potatoes sometimes, and the barocca before I go to bed. Making sure that my calories have been below 1800 is what I've been going with, to be honest with you. And I'm still using my NutriCheck app. I've been using it on a daily basis just recently, just to see how we go, because I've not always met the 1,800 calories a day, but I always try and beat 1,600. And sometimes, especially in the days after the jab, I still forget to actually eat sometimes. Where I work at work, I'll have my I'll have some grapes and fruit and bits and pieces out, but I'll have my Y Food shake or my Huel, whichever one I'm going through, because I'm going to swap them around. I'm going to alternate them. And I've gone for them because they're high in protein. And remember that, high in protein as well, because of the loss of muscle mass and things like that. And that's something else I'll talk about in a minute, regard to exercise. And I still forget to take fluids, to eat, and I have been getting right through into the afternoon and thinking, God, I haven't had anything. I'll always have my lunchbox. If you come into my room, you'll see a grey bag in the corner, and that's where everything is. And it's awkward. I mean, I used to have grapes out, but when you've got patients coming in and dealing with them, I don't think it's really appropriate, especially if they're poorly. So have to remember to eat still, and it's a problem. I mean, some people still do the fasting, so I'm not. As long as I get the calories in a daily basis, at some point, it's almost like a fasting routine, isn't it? And I've just been watching some YouTube clips on the fasting, and some people swear by it. I always usually like to um, get it all throughout the day. Apart from breakfast, I'll only tend to have like a breakfast when I'm not working, and that's just because I tend to just be really busy. So that's that. But again, I did want to talk about, haven't one of the issues I've had, and feeling so tired and lethargic, I haven't been able to get to the gym. And it's, I've planned to, and it's just, I've been that physically drained. And this is one of the problems I've had. And I know I hear people going on about, oh, yeah, I feel a bit tired. I have been absolutely drained. I'm sleeping a lot more than I should, although it's really disturbed sleep. I don't get a good night's sleep. I can sometimes go to bed recently at 8 o'clock at night. I just can't get up in the mornings. And that's not like me. I like to be up and get things done, get the day started. So this is why I'm having these investigations done anyway. I've really got to push myself to get to the gym, because I know that when I get started, I can continue. It's not like I'm that ill that I can't move. So I need to just like shake myself up a little bit really and just push on. But I will update you when I get any sort of results back in, just to keep you up to date, because you guys have kept me going and I really appreciate that. And like I've always said, if you're keeping me going, I'd like to keep you going. So let's be really positive about this. Let's move forward. Have a good week. Sorry, I haven't really been back in touch with many people this week. It's just the way things have worked out. But I really plan on getting through everybody. So keep your questions coming, keep your comments coming, and your support, and hopefully we'll give that back. So until Wednesday, we'll do the jab again Wednesday. I'm going to go in the tummy again. We'll go through all the process, and I'll give you an update then as well. Speak to you soon. Have a great week. Take care.